Okay, so today's question we're going to be doing is a carry on from the topic we were studying for midterm. It's isometric drawing. Okay, so we've done a couple of them before. This one is the letters RL, which represents Ralph Lauren. Okay, again, first thing to note is probably the size of the grid, and it's showing us that it's 200 long and 120 high. Okay, and each square, again, just like the last couple of questions we did before midterm, the squares are 10mm squares. Okay, so there's going to be 12 boxes going up and 20 boxes going across. Okay, so we're going to flip over to our drawing sheet, and again, first thing we're going to do is find our start point. Okay, the main thing that we might have forgotten from over midterm was that you can only draw in 3 directions. Okay, you can draw 30 degrees to the right, which is the first line I'm going to draw, and I'm going to measure 20mm spaces all along that line. Sorry, 10mm spaces, because that's the size of the boxes. Okay, and when I've that done, I'm going to draw one vertical line, because that's the second direction I can go in. And I'm going to mark my spaces again 10mm, and I'm going to do a total distance in height of 120mm. Okay, so thinking back to our topic before isometric, it was oblique. Again, just a reminder, we used to do the vertical line and measure our spaces. The only difference was we used to draw a horizontal line and measure our spaces. Okay, that's the only difference between isometric really and oblique, is that now instead of using a horizontal line, we're going at a 30-degree line. Okay, so time to draw lines from these points that we've just found. So I'm going to start with my vertical points here, and I'm going to go at 30 degrees. Remember, nice and light. Okay, so there are my lines at 30 degrees. Now from each of these points I'm going to go vertical. Okay, so take your time, nice and light. Okay, so there's my grid drawn. My next step, find the points that'll help me build my R and L, and then join the points. Okay, so you're going to have to look back at the question sheet for this and carefully locate the points. So I'm going to start here. Okay, make sure you count the boxes and locate the points correctly. Once you're at this stage, the only place you can really make a mistake now is picking the wrong point. So really focus, find the point in the question, and then find the corresponding point in your drawing. If you want to maybe just do R heavy and then move on, that's perfect as well. Of course, if this is the stage you're struggling at, I would recommend start with the L because it's nice. There's only 6 points, and only a couple of lines as well. Okay, so that's the L finished. Let's move on. Okay, and there is the R finished. Okay, the last step now is make it three-dimensional. So we're going to go 30 degrees to the left. Okay, that's the kind of, they're the three main directions that you can go. You can go perfectly straight, vertical, you can go 30 degrees to the right, and you can go 30 degrees to the left. So now we're going to start drawing lines at 30 degrees to the left from the points that we will see. Okay, and what I mean by that is this point here, I will see the thickness on this one. However, this point, it's going to be hidden behind it, behind the front of the R, so I won't see it. So there's probably no need for me to do it. Now I can do it as a construction line, and if I don't need it, that's fine. But just to save a little bit of time, I'm going to leave it for the time being because I don't think I'll need it. Okay, but you're going to make a little judgment call if you'll see it. Again, if this is the stage you're struggling with, I would recommend doing the L because it's a lot easier. Okay, now we need to figure out how far back we're going to go on those new lines that we've just found. And by looking at our drawing, you see the bottom bit here, it says 15 mil. That's representing the thickness. Okay, so if we flick back to this, on these new lines that we've found, we're going to measure 15 mil. So 1.5 centimeters. Okay, I'm going to finish the L off first. So I'm going to do my lines at 30 degrees to the left in heavy. And then I'm going to join the dots. Okay, where I would be confused is this line, I can't join it to anything. Okay, now if I could see through walls, this line would be coming up 15 mil and I could join it to that. Now because I haven't that drawn, I obviously can't join it to that, but I'm going to make a different call. This line here is at 30 degrees and I know this is parallel to it, so I can draw that as well at 30 degrees. Okay, so get your 30 degree set square, the one you've been using all class, and you're going to draw that line at 30 degrees. You're obviously going to stop here because you can't see through the object. Okay, same for the R now. R is a little bit harder, but we're going to apply the same principles. Doing the lines going back at 30 degrees to the left in heavy. And then joining the dots when you have them found. So I'm going to join this point to here. You just about see that corner there. Okay, the last line, I'm missing one line now, and it's kind of the leg of the R here. Okay, I have the same problem as I had over here with the L. I have my starting point to draw the line, but I don't have my end point. Okay, now I can use the same principle as here. I know it's parallel. Okay, so I could use sliding set squares here. Because I don't know exactly what angle that is, I can't tell you to just go and draw that line at a certain angle because I don't know what it is. Okay, but I could use sliding set squares. Okay, if I don't remember how to do sliding set squares, the only thing you can do is try and see through objects, and from this point you're going to go back at 30 degrees, measure your 15 mil, and then you can join the dots. Okay, that's what I'm going to do in this scenario here. Draw my line back. Same as every other point, I'm going to go back 15 mil. Okay, so if I could see through objects, that point, you know, at the back of it is there, and it's a matter of joining them then. Just be careful when you're joining them that you just remember you can't see through objects in a drawing like isometric. So it's going to stop here, it's not going to go all the way. Okay, but if we were using construction lines, you could see it there. Okay, so that is the Ralph Lauren fully finished in isometric.